Good day, everyone. Today, our group will be presenting a case study on the challenges of digital learning in the rural areas in the Philippines, an issue that has become more relevant than ever in the age of modern education. In our country, digital learning is now considered an essential part of education. However, students and teachers in remote and rural areas continue to face serious challenges when it comes to accessing it. These include poor internet connectivity, a lack of digital devices, and even unstable electricity, all of which make it difficult to deliver and receive quality education. And aside from these technical problems, there are also financial issues and limited digital literacy among both students and teachers. This makes it even harder for them to attend online classes, use digital tools effectively. Teachers in particular are also dealing with outdated equipment, limited training opportunities, and the pressure to keep up with new teaching methods without much support. These challenges don't just affect academic performance. They also deepen existing social inequalities, especially for low-income families and for girls in communities where cultural beliefs may limit their access to technology. Because of this, we believe it is important for various stakeholders like government agencies, local government units, NGOs, and even private companies to work together and find practical solutions. So, in this presentation, we will discuss the core issues affecting digital learning in rural areas, explore the social and educational impacts, and offer some practical community-based solution that can help make education more exclusive and more accessible for all. So these are the core issues that faced by students and teachers in remote areas in the Philippines. First, we have poor internet access, lack of gadgets, limited digital literacy, financial constraints, and power instability. One of the biggest challenges in digital learning for rural communities is poor internet connection. This issue affects both students and teachers in different but equally serious ways. For students, mainly live in areas where the internet is either very slow or completely unreliable. Even if the signal is available, the cost of internet is often too high for their families to afford. Some students also don't have access to devices like smartphones, tablets, or laptops, which makes it even harder for them to go online and attend virtual classes. On top of that, many students lack the digital skills needed to properly use online learning platforms. And in some communities, especially in more conservative areas, there are cultural restrictions that limit internet use, especially for girls, further widening the digital divide. Teachers face similar struggle, many of them dealing with a heavy workload and limited teaching resources. Their internet connection is also poor, and like students, the high cost of internet makes it difficult for them to stay connected. Some teachers even lack the training to use online tools effectively, mostly because they themselves don't have good access to digital platforms or reliable internet. These combined challenges create serious barrier to providing and receiving quality education, and they show just how important it is to improve internet access in rural areas.
Hi everyone, I am Erich Jane Mainucas. So now let's proceed to the lack of gadgets, So in our case study, we examine the challenges and digital learning in the rural areas of the Philippines. It was focusing on the significant impact of the lack of gadgets and student and teacher. So, and student, their lack of gadget is that so many students in rural areas will struggle to participate in their online classes due to absences of reliable gadgets. So, this lack of access prevents them from engaging fully of their education. So, without access to device, students find it challenging to complete their assignment and to submit their work on time. And then students without proper device may feel isolated and then disconnected with their peers or their teacher. So let's proceed to the teacher. So in teacher, their lack of gadget is that so many teachers will struggle to deliver their lesson without access to necessary gadget. So they will not make a presentation and their interactive activities. So this affects the quality of education they can provide. So the lack of gadget and teachers make difficult for educator to assess their student and then to progress and provide timely feedback. So in this our case study, we highlight the critical need for the technology resources is in rural areas in the Philippines was to ensure the effective digital learning.
Limited digital literacy is para na siya sa mga student o teachers nga nagpasabot sa kakulang sa kahibalo o kasanayan sa pagsabot sa technology sa epektibo at responsableng paraan o makahatag po ni siya og problema sa pag-access, paggamit o pagsabot sa information online. So mao ni siya ang mga limited digital literacy sa student. So first is many students struggle to evaluate the credibility of online sources, leading to misinformation. So dahil dito is madalas silang ma-misinform o makadawat og mali nga mga information nga kailangan nila matutong mag-critic ng mga source at pangitaon ang mga timailhan sa fake news o misinformation. So ikaduha is some students face challenges in understanding online privacy security putting their personal information at risk. So, kailangan nila nga mahibalaan ang tama nga paggamit sa internet at kahalagahan ng strong password at privacy settings. So, ang ikatulo is digital distraction often reduce student focus and productivity during online student. So, ang mga distractions online is kanang pareha ng social media o games is makapekto siya sa pag-eskwela sa mga estudyante. So, nakabawas ito sa kanilang focus or kailangan nila nga makahibalo nga mag-manage sa ilahang oras ug mag-focus sa ilahang pag-eskwela. So, ang ikaupat is limited access to reliable internet and device create a digital divide affecting student ability to engage in online learning. So, kakulangon sa access sa reliable sa internet at devices or ay isang malaking hadlang sa pag-eskwela sa mga student. So, lalo na sa kanilang pag-eskwela. So, ang mga estudyante is, lalo na sa online learning is, ito ay lumikha ng digital divide kung asa ang mga access sa technology ay naay advantage kumpara sa mga wala. So, mao po ni siya ang wala sila ay access sa mga computer, internet o uban pang mga gamit nga gikinahanglan sa pagtuon online. Limited digital literacy sa mga teachers. So first is, many educators struggle to integrate technology in their curriculum in a meaningful ways. So kailangan nila mahibalaan kung unsaon paggamit sa technology para mapahusay ang kanilang pagtudlo og makatabang ang mga student. So, ikaduha is, limited access to resources and reliable internet can impede teachers' ability to implement digital literacy programs. So, kailangan nila nga nanay tama nga suporta ug resources aron makatabang ang ilahang mga estudyante. Ang ikatulo is, some teachers face challenges in assessing student digital skills and understanding their learning needs. So, kailangan nila nga matun-an kung unsaon ang epektibong masuri ang mga ito. So, ang ikaapat is the rapid pace of technological trends make it difficult for teacher to stay updated on the latest digital literacy trends. So, kailangan nilang maglaan ng oras para sa professional development at manatili sa update sa mga bagong teknolohiya at strategy sa pagtudlo.
So, financial constraints on students. So, first is lack of digital devices. So, many students cannot afford like laptops, tablets, or smartphones. So, this limits access to online classes and assignments. So, next is the high cost of internet access. So, mobile data is expensive. So, data limitations nag-prevent siya consistent attendance in virtual classes and access to online materials. So, next is paid educational platforms. Some individual resources require subscriptions. So, the students from mga low-income families are included na siya sa full participation of digital learning. So next is unaffordable extra help. So the private tutoring and additional studies materials are out of reach. So the students needed extra support fall behind. So next is need to work or assist at home. So financial strength, nag-focus na siya sa students or take on part-time jobs or the household duties. Then, nag-reduce po na siya study time and affects the academic performance. So, next is the financial constraints on teachers. So, first is the act of professional development. So, online courses for digital teaching skills are costly. So, the teachers remain so untrained for online teaching methods. And next is the outdated equipment and poor connectivity. So teachers can afford modern devices or reliable internet. Then, nag-affect po na siya sa lesson delivery and student engagement. So next is the personal spending on teaching. So the resources is teachers often pay out to the pocket for internet, printing, or software. So this adds to their financial burden. So next is limited access to quality digital content. So this rural so-called lack of updated educational softwares and resources like teaching effectively becomes the more difficult. Yeah. So next is burnout from financial and work pressures. So the teachers work overtime to create content and solve issues. So nag-lead po siya sa emotional stress like financial stress.
Power instability can significantly maka-impact sa mga student, especially with online classes o sa digital studying. So, student difficulties. So, first is, for example, power outages maka-cause po siya difficulties sa mga student para maka-keep up sa mga lessons. So, sa ikaduha is, limited ang access sa electricity din. Syempre, tungod ay na po yung mga student nga maglisod og human sa ilang homework. So sa ikatulo kay kanang dili consistent ang supply sa kuryente maka-effect sa mga devices nato, especially sa mga needed og digital learning like sa laptop or tablet. So lastly is kaning mga student gud nga nagpuyo sa kanang bukid tungod sa mga reason about sa power difficulties. So, ma-miss out nila ang important educational resources tungod sa mga unreliable internet. So, sa teachers' difficulties, so first is ang struggle para makasend og lesson during outages. So, sa ikaduha is bitang inconsistent electricity na ma-challenge ang mga educator para maka-prepare og lesson or lisod maka-upload o sa digital materials for classes. So sa ikatulo is lack of power maka-effect po sa mga teachers na maka-communicate sa student ag parent to online platform. So lastly is teacher face difficulties para maka-access sa mga professional development resources at because unstable ang power supply.
So hello everyone, my name is Shana Kenyas. And now we will be discussing about stakeholders involved. So first, student. Sila ang pinakaapektado sa kawalan ng internet access, digital tools at learning materials. Dahil dito, nahihirapan silang makasabay sa online learning at hindi nila lubos na nai-enjoy ang kalidad ng edukasyon. Pangalawa, parents o guardians. Malaki ang papel nila sa pagtulong sa pag-aaral ng mga anak sa bahay. Pero minsan nahihirapan sila dahil kulang sa kaalaman sa technology, may mga pinansyal na limitasyon o wala ring access sa internet. Pangatlo, teachers. Hirap sila magturo online lalo na kung unstable ang internet, kulang sa training sa digital teaching methods. At kaunti lang ang resources lalo na sa mga rural schools. Pang-apat, local government unit which is LGU. May responsibilidad silang suportahan ang mga local school sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng budget, infrastructure at mga programang pwedeng makatulong sa digital learning. Department of Education, DepEd, National Authority pagdating sa edukasyon. Sila ang gumagawa ng policies na mimigay ng learning materials at dapat silang kumilos para mas masolusyonan ang digital divide lalo na sa mga probensya. Non-governmental or organization. Tumulong sila mabawasan ang kakulangan sa digital access, nagdudunit sila, nag-conduct ng trainings at nag-advocate para mas maayos na digital access. Internet service provided. Mahalaga sila sa pagpapalawak ng internet connection lalo na sa mga liblib na lugar. Dapat silang mag-offer ng reliable at affordable na internet para makasabay ang lahat sa digital learning.
Good day everyone, my name is Aaron Akyatan. Increase inequality. Ang technology at some point maka-increase na siya social inequalities, especially when it comes to students. And I think we all know na sa panahon karon laganap na jud og apil na kibali sa atong everyday living ang paggamit sa technology. Students use this for learning, makakuha og different information and para maka-appeal sa mga online classes. So for those students na ilang mga parents kay medyo gamay ra ang income and tama ra para sa mga needs jud and dili nila afford makapalit og smartphones, or if ever man na cellphone is wala pud sila internet access, so maglisod Japon sila nga makisabay sa panahon karon. Kani siya in some point nagapakita og social inequalities to those people who live in rural areas that don't have the means to participate in classes or activities that requires technology and internet. Social isolation. Due to lack of access to to technology and digital platforms sa uban students, dako jud ang possibility na ma-miss out nila ang katong uban schoolworks and activities na gihatag online. They can connect food to their schoolmates, friends, and teachers. This isolation can cause a feeling of loneliness sa ilaha tungod sa dili sila makasabay sa ilang mga kaedad, and because of this, it might affect their mental health and overall well-being. And sometimes, lack of access to these things can hinder our social and academic development. Limited exposure to broader perspectives. We all know that because of technology and internet is maka-access na ta sa mas wide nga mga information and various viewpoints around the world. So, ang mga tao or katong mga students na walay access ani nila is limited lang ang ilang mga makuha na information. And also, it limits their understanding sa different ideas and ways of life. Increase family burden. So tungod sa karon na panahon nga mas advantage na jud sa mga students pag naay technology and naay access sa internet, daghan kayo sa ilahang magapangayo ani or magademand sa ilang parents. Pero kabalo ta nga dili tanan parents is capable nga maka-provide dayon ani. So there are lots of parents nga naga-dubli kayod pa jud sa life para mahatag lang ang need sa ilang mga anak. Naay uban nagapangita pag other jobs for extra income and naga-overtime para ma-provide ning need sa ilang mga students. So makahatag jud siya dugang problem sa uban families, especially sa katong mga gamay ra ang makuha nga income and dapat lang para sa pang-adlaw-adlaw nga need ilang money kay makadungag sa mga gastuhonon. Perpetuation of gender inequality. So in some rural communities naga-exist Japoning traditional gender biases. I think most of us is aware na dati na ay bias jud when it comes to women or sa mga babae. Naadjud karon naga-exist pa ni nga mas gina-prioritize ang mga laki compared sa mga babae, as many people think na mas naadjud sila kakayahan. So if limited lang ilang resources or na lang isa ka smartphones, na ay uban families nga mas unahon nila ang ilang anak nga laki. For example, sa isa ka family nga naay anak nga bae and laki, tapos naray isa ka available nga phone, mas unahon nila or i-prioritize nga pagamiton ilang anak nga laki, which is very unfair sa ilang daughter nga di maka-access ani. So this will leave girls at a greater disadvantage and nagakos pag-wide education gap between genders.
Good evening everyone, my name is Clarence Molina Masong, and now let's proceed to education impacts. First is lower academic performance. Okay, masok ang sa may pasabot ani. If ang usa ka students is limited lang iyang access sa digital tools, na possible nga mag-poor ang iyahang interactive learning, and naapoy possible nga maapektuhan ang iyahang academic performance, and naasay gap of knowledge sa mga students nga maka-access o dili maka-access sa digital tools. Now, if ang usa ka estudyante lack of digital tools, na possible nga maglisod sila sa ilahang mga topics, sa mga lessons, and pwede pod kaayo na maapektuhan ang ilahang performance. So now, let's proceed to inability to develop digital literacy. Okay, masan sa may pasabot na. Inability to develop digital literacy can affect students' digital learning opportunities and skills, in which dako pod og tabang if naa sila'y knowledge and skills in terms of technology, kay they can use those skills if they have a job, and if dili nila na matun-an or ma-acquire, they hard for them na makipagsabayan sa uban, especially in our modern era. Now let's proceed to in-educate teacher development. So the best example of this kay ang mga teachers in far-flung areas, because teachers in remote areas, they have limited access of internet, or else wala jud sila internet na magamit tungod sa hinay og signal. Through this, it's hard for their part to attend any online training or digital teaching resources that can cause to them unprepared to adapt sa ilahang teaching style, in which it can lead to decreased teacher competence and can lead poor students' outcome. Next is lack of personalized learning. So any digital platforms plays a vital tool sa mga estudyante para sa ilahang pagtuon for their personalized learning in order for them to adapt their different pace and learning style, because I believe na lahi-lahi jud ta og mga learning needs. Through this, digital online tools helps to students to access additional resources that can help on their learning. Now let's proceed to widening achievement gap. Digital platform plays important role in students in terms of learning, especially nowadays. But nagyapon siya dako nga gap in terms of knowledge. For example, some students can access a digital tools such as laptops, computers, and online learning platform. Kay mas makatuon sila pag-ayo sa mga lesson nga na-listen sila, and it's easy for them in their learning, while some students na dili maka-access sa internet, mas lisod sa ilaha nga part nga makipagsabayan ug maupod ning reason na pwede sila behind sa ilahang mga topic or lesson.
I'm Andian Kim Sitiken, and today I will be explaining the 3 practical solutions. So these are the 3 practical solutions. First is community learning hubs. Number 2, offline learning modules and radio/TV based instructions. Lastly, number 3, mobile learning centers. So let's proceed to community learning hubs. So community learning hubs are shared spaces, example given, in barangay halls, schools, or library equipped with internet access, digital devices, and learning materials. So muna siya mga places nga na equipped with internet access, digital devices, og mga learning materials. So these are its benefits. Provide students and teachers a place to access online lessons and resources. Number 2, reduce burden on households that lack gadget or stable internet. Lastly, allow group learning and promote peer support while maintaining safety protocols. So these are its implementation tips. LGUs can partner with DepEd, NGOs, or private companies and fund and maintain the hubs. Volunteers are trained facilitator can assist students and monitor their progress. So number 2, offline learning modules and radio/TV based instruction. Printed modules and educational program aired via radio or television allow learning even without internet access. So muna siya ang mga printed modules o ang mga educational program nga madungog og makita sa radio or television. Kay para maalaw ang learning even without internet access. So these are its benefits. Ensure continuity of education for students without digital tools or reliable electricity. Allow flexibility, especially for students who help at home or work part-time. Teachers can provide follow-up guidance through SMS or occasional face-to-face consultations. So these are its implementation tips. Sorry kayo. DepEd should continue improve the quality of modules and ensure timely distribution. Local radio station or community TV can be tapped to broadcast educational content. So lastly, mobile learning centers. So mobile learning centers, like example given, vans or buses equipped with books, tablets, solar-powered charging station, and internet can travel to remote communities. So these are its benefits. Brings educational resources directly to students who are isolated from town centers. Offers digital training with workshop and reading sessions to both students and teachers. Promote equal access to spark interest in learning through a creative setup. So these are its implementation tips. LGUs and NGOs can collaborate to fund and staff mobile learning units. Lastly, routes can be scheduled weekly. Routes can be scheduled weekly to reach different. And that will be all. Thank you.